Hello, everybody. Welcome to Solo TV 84, and I'm your gracious host, Solomon Jones. And we got an email by a viewer. I've had this for over 2 weeks, but I really had to sit and ponder because it was a great email. So let me read this. Dear Solo, love your content. I'm a Christian man that is red pill and also practicing celibacy. I love your content because you actually talk about more than just women. I truly feel if guys read the Bible, prayed and meditated, like you mentioned, guys would get over their red pill rage, and a lot of guys would also find their purpose in life. My question to you is, in the past you've talked about how game led you to spirituality and God. I'm wondering, why do you think that is that most guys find God after game or spirituality, such as you or Roosh V, for example? Okay, great question. I can't speak for everybody else, right? I can only speak for myself. Let me just say this. I already was a spiritual person before game, before I found quote unquote game, right? I wasn't a religious person. I mean, yeah, I've been to church, but I wouldn't say I was going to church or Sunday school every time, but I'm definitely a spiritual person. And my spiritual journey has had its up and downs. There are times where I'm very in tune with my higher self, with God, very connected. And then there are times where, there's nothing. It's just kind of like I'm just living life and ignoring everything that is there to help. It's kind of instinctual in a sense. But for me personally, I've always been a spiritual person. In regards to the game, I mean, everything has to come full circle. So what I mean by that is when I got into the game in my early 20s, I was so enthralled in it. I became addicted, right? Because it was a high, because I finally understood female nature and I finally was able to use it. But even then, I didn't understand female nature. Basically, what it was is I understood now like how to run a route, like a wide receiver running a route. I understood how to run a route to get a catch. But I didn't understand why running that route, and if the D-bag was lined up in a certain way, why that worked. So I didn't understand the nuances, but I understood now how to run a route and how to make a play. I understood that. It wasn't until a bit later where I understood why certain things work the way that they work. And so for me, I became addicted and I would go out a lot. And it became to a point where it was affecting me. It was affecting me because I was so addicted to going out, the high of going out just every weekend to experience different things, to finally be able to see women light up and be able to attract women and then have women come to my house. Sometimes it was two at the same time. And it became addicting, but it became unfulfilling. It became empty. Because you kept chasing that. And eventually, as I mentioned before, I did wanted something serious. I mean, I did have a relationship, but you got to read the ebook, man. It's free to find out. And, I sabotaged that. And then by the time I was ready for something serious, I was in a little rut where, I just kind of, instead of focusing on myself, I just kept focusing on trying to get that ideal now out, right? And make her wifey instead of focusing on myself. And so what really helped the spiritual journey was going monk mode, right? And that was just completely disregarding females and then just focusing on me. And that was the first time ever in my life that I'd done that. That was a couple years. Well, it wasn't a couple years after, but it was actually, a couple years after I first got in the game, obviously. A few years, actually, to be exact. But once I fully went monk mode, then all of a sudden, as I've mentioned before, things opened up. And then it gave me the purpose to finally have some success, with my career, my job at the time, traveling, losing the weight. And it was just different because my mindset had changed again. And so I think it's very different for every guy. I do agree with you that the Bible is probably the most red pill book you can read. I highly recommend it. Proverbs, the book of Job, Matthew, Psalms, Genesis. These are all excellent book, right? The book of Ecclesiastes, and I know I'm butchering it. I know somebody in the comments said, you said it wrong. I know I said it wrong. That's why I'm saying that I said it wrong. But these are all phenomenal books filled with wisdom, knowledge, right? And the reality is this. I'm not here to diss anybody. Our journey, everybody has a different journey in regards to it, their life, right? I'm just here to share my journey. And, so for me personally, when people ask, yo, man, how many girls are you dealing with or this and that? Like, I'm in monk mode, bro. I'm here trying to lose this weight, trying to improve my situation, as well as try to help my family out. And so for me right now, the women are not the focus. The focus is to be better than I was last year, to improve upon my weaknesses, because I have a lot of work that I need to do, honestly speaking. So I do agree with you that, meditation, reading the Bible, and praying definitely does give you purpose, because it gives you a sense of peace, a sense of joy. A lot of people are not going to watch this video and think it's preachy, but that's just the reality. Monk mode, I think, captures that as well. But it's less of a spiritual thing, but it can be if you implement it, right? Because monk mode, you should be covering spirituality, physicality, being in good shape, mentally, and then of course, financially. If you doing that, those 4 phases. That's my opinion. But anyway, yeah. Let me know what you guys think. Follow me on Instagram, Snapchat, Twitter at SOLOTV84. Also follow me at www.patreon.com/SoloTV84. And yeah, guys, and let me just say this, man. If you are openly a red pill Christian man, it's very hard, because there's a lot of stuff that red pills talk about, which I understand, that some people may think Christianity is blue pill because of the traditionalism that's in it, and whatnot. But so I commend you for that. Anyway, it's your boy, and I'm out. Peace. Dom DeMarco.